Okay, Judd and Casey here with Adrenalin Industries. We got something exciting to show you. We're going to put this truck up on an auction, and the only reason why we're doing that is because it's been our demo truck. So, you know, we have the new builds and stuff. This one's got about 4,000 miles that we put on it last year, mainly going to the Overland Expos. We went to Denver to one, and went to Flagstaff, and so that's where most of the miles came from on it. Tried and tested, everything works on it. It's going to be great, and we'll go through it in detail and explain some of the features that this build has.
Okay, so this is a BAE Titan 2012 model, civilian version of the LMTV military truck that a lot of you are familiar with. This is a little bit more, it's more unique. This has a 6.7 Cummins instead of the common cat that's in a lot of these. 7-speed Allison transmission, pretty much a new truck. A lot of you know the reputation on the drivetrain on these. They're super solid axles, big old 47-inch tire. These things are built to go. We've added a locker in the rear end and then the high-speed gears to give this thing the higher speed that people are wanting. So yeah, that's a quick rundown on the chassis. Let's take you inside and show you a couple things on the cab. Okay, we're in the cab. One of the unique things about these civilian versions of the BAE truck is the Cummins is a quieter engine than a lot of the old military ones that were mechanically injected, but also they came with a deluxe cab. They came with a lot more sound deadening. Came with a headliner, you know, sound deadening the walls and door panels, a little bit better finished. A lot of the handles and webbing that were added later on the military ones. We took that and we added more. We've done a full interior, trimmed out, carpeted, sound deadened. It's nice. It's really nice. It's quiet. You can sit here and have a normal conversation with your passenger. It's super comfortable. These ones did come with air conditioning. It's a super. This thing will freeze you out. It's a good air conditioning. It's cold. Also added Corbeau seats, touchscreen navigation radio, 4-speaker stereo, and some we got some light bars on the dash, and that's this switch here. So this thing's a nice ride, nice and quiet. We added air to the seat, makes it nice and cushy going down the road. Continuing around the truck, this is the non-CTIS version. There's some advantages, disadvantages of that. We've heard that a lot of the logging companies and stuff don't like the CTIS because they don't have to worry about maintenance on them. We've actually, on this truck, learned a little bit about it. The CTIS, we aired these tires up to 95 PSI and they've stayed, haven't had to change them at all. This truck gets the best mileage out of all of other trucks too because it's that higher tire pressure. This is our gray tank for the box, 42 gallons, just a simple drain on the bottom. Some of the mechanical stuff in the truck, air filter, coolant reservoir, engine dipstick, transmission dipstick, our 4 batteries, a couple air tanks, front axle, rear axle, and auxiliary. This is the electrical center for the truck, fuses, a couple things like that. There's a master shut-off down here too that you turn off.
We also, over here, have a heat pad, so from inside you can turn that on to make sure it doesn't freeze, so we actually have a heated gray tank and freshwater tank.
Yeah. This is your cassette access door for the toilet inside. We'll show you from the other side of that. And then we've got lots of storage. Underside boxes mounted along the full side. And then our shore power connection here. 30 amp. Full length along this side we've got a Dometic awning. This is a nice big awning and it comes out powered. Gives you lots of shade. We've got an awning on the other side too. We'll show you over there. This is what we call our garage. Lots of storage here. If you look, we'll open the other side up and you'll see all the way through. This is our water fill and our water shore connector here. This is the hot water tank. I think they call it a caloric water tank. It stores around 7 or 8 gallons. It's also got an electric element in there, so if you're plugged into shore and you want to, you know, heat the place off of heat everything off of electric, you can. And there's a coiler there for that. 4 100 amp hour lithium batteries. And then behind that's a Victron 3000 watt inverter charger. This is a little access door to get in there and shut off a main disconnect for the batteries. On the back side, this bumper receiver mount is actually hingeable. There's a couple pins you can see, a red handle there and a red handle on the other side. We've got a winch in the middle here to help raise and lower it. So when you're off road and you can raise this up, pin it, and it's out of your way. When you're, you know, going down the road or towing, you pin it down in this lower position and tow a trailer. This winch is also dual purpose. It helps raise and lower the bumper. We've got a pulley system that comes over here and then shoots up to the top to help get this tire up and down. These tires are heavy. with the rim, they're around 400 pounds. So just the tire alone, it makes it a little easier to get that up and down. So.
We also got a backup camera up top that you can see from the front screen.
Okay, here on the passenger side, a couple simple things we add. We got these plungers that hold the door open so they don't swing open on you and hit somebody, or yeah, just stay open. Looking through the garage now, we've got a full pass-through all the way through our garage. On that far side there, I did not mention we've got a 100 amp Victron DC to DC converter that charges the house off of the chassis. 100 amps is it's good. It charges these batteries real quick going down the road. This is our outdoor shower. Turn the pump on here, and then hot and water up there, and then that's pretty well it as far as electrical in there. So moving around, we've got more storage underneath on this side. This is a storage box. We've on one of our other builds, we've done a pull-out cooker, which is really cool for camping and cooking out. This chassis comes with a 55-gallon fuel tank. This is a DEF tank, and we got our exhaust system with emissions. The one cool thing about these civilian versions of these trucks is they are 50 state legal. You want to buy this truck and register in California, you're good to go. And then we got some hydraulic controls here. This is our cab tilt. It's an air over hydraulic system. You just push that in and go, and this will tilt your cab forward and lower it. Got a nice big storage toolbox here. This is deep. You can reach all the way back in. That's a good spot for jacks and tire bars and stuff like that. Tire irons. And then a manual hydraulic for if your air over hydraulic fails. We built a roof rack, and then ladders to get up and access it. There's a door on each side that opens up, and it's a nice big storage box for anything you're needing going down the road. Okay, we sprayed a lot of sound deadening truck bed liner underneath all the toolboxes on both sides of the box, just to keep rock chips and everything down. We got an active frame suspension on this for our box mount. If you look there, you can see it. Those couplers are all the way around it. Essentially what those are doing is allowing the box to lift as the frame twists and moves below it, going over obstacles and off-roading. So yeah, this thing is stout, ready to go. I'm going to let Judd show you a lot of the interior features here.
Okay, we're going to head on inside. First though, this is going to look like it's closer to the ground on a scale, but as you can see, this is actually several feet in the air, and then it has its electric step. Comes down. We used some materials like in here that like you would use in a snowmobile trailer so it's real industrial rubber tread that also has a little bit of grip to it as well as we head up into the stairs. Got a heavy duty stout handrail here made out of aluminum. Then here's some of our exterior lights. You got the left side, right side. Here's the small porch light over the stairs. And then the last one's the main interior lights for 3/4 of the interior overhead lights. As we come in, we got butcher block for countertops. Important on the interior, so not only do we have, like everything's aluminum framed, we have high density foam in between the studs, and then on top of that we added another layer of sound deadening and insulation, and then coated it with this, looks like fabric, but it's primarily made out of PVC, to where you can hose this off. And so, but it also quiets down the interior as we're able to film this right now and not have an echo inside of here, because of how that helps not only with your R value for insulation, but also in making it feel like you're in a tin can. Over here is our JL audio system. So we've got the overhead speakers as well as a subwoofer in here. And then our Samsung TV, we've got a large TV that pops out and slides out so you could watch it from in bed or from the couches or dining area. And then butcher block here, we've got plenty of storage with aluminum shelves. So, I mean, yeah, we have some butcher block, but for the most part, everything is it's not hollow, it's solid core foam inside there, but then it's all aluminum panels that lock and shut. So it's the same kind of thing you would use in a NASCAR trailer. For 30 years we've been building race trailers, we've been building horse trailers, livestock trailers. So that's the same type of a buckle you would see in a race car trailer, where mechanics are slamming them. I mean, they're ready to head up to the abuse that you might put it through over years of use, especially in off-road terrain and in a hurry. So we used high-end products inside here. We also have turn windows. It's a dual pane window. It's adjustable, locks in place. You can also, for venting, you're able to just lock it several different ways right there to leave a little bit of air coming through and lock it in place. And then this is cool. You got the screen, and you can come down here for blackout while you're sleeping or for privacy. Also, for the TV, you can hook directly into HDMI or USB. We've got USB chargers throughout this camper. Here in the ceiling, important thing is our air conditioner. This is a Pro Air. It works great. This is insulated so well that you can just set the temperature on here, and it's fairly quiet inside of here when that's running. We've added, these are modular, so they pull up, they fold together, and they make into another bed here. The cool thing with these is they're actually padded on the back side. So when you flip them over, there's no contour. It's all flat and it has pad to it. So if you're bringing your family or whatever else, you can also sleep on this couch here when it folds in. And then we used some premium Maloof mattresses. So this is a very high-end mattress. When you're camping off-road, you want to be comfortable. Even with, like, I'm sure you stayed at hotels where you just don't sleep well because the mattress isn't near as good as it is at your home. This is a very high-end premium mattress that we put in our trucks. Here you have some reading lamps. You have the option to kind of make it so it's not so bright if you're reading. Then also the white light. More USB, more lights here for the back that I can turn on. You have your 120. And then here you have a Dometic power fan that's reversible, 3-speed. Storage, plenty of storage here. Then we also have an automatic vent here. You can open up that skylight, and while you're laying in bed, look at the stars. But it also has a screen and blackout, and also its own internal light. So that's great. I was surprised how much I appreciated that when we've used this as a demo truck, just to be able to open that up at night. Look at the stars. Here we have a induction cooktop, so it's nice. Not going to burn yourself on it with the induction. You also have a sink, holds in place, hot and cold water. Here's your inverter, just a switch for the inverter, as well as more USB charging ports, light. Here's kind of your brains. This shows your battery percentage. So right now we're at 95% on our batteries. This is your Webasto furnace, your heater. This is your hot water heater. Here's your Zamp solar, letting you know what kind of charging's happening. And then here's our tanks. We've winterized this, so right now it's showing that the fresh water and the gray water tanks are both empty. You also have water pump and the tank heaters for when it gets below freezing. Put that button on, and that will keep your tanks from freezing. Here we've got our 12-volt fuses as well as our 120 breakers. One thing that was important to me when you're actually using this is being able to have your tables a lot of times in your way. So we ended up using our garage to slide the table back into. So here, and these are on 400-pound casters, so you can actually stand on this to get into bed. And it pops, has different positions that it locks into place. But that's nice. Sometimes you just want that out of your way. It's that simple. All right, up here in the front of the camper, we've got our microwave. We have 2 Dometic fridge freezers. So you can actually set the temperature on here to turn one of these into a full freezer. You always will have the upper section as a freezer. But yeah, if you turn this up to the coldest setting, you could set one entire unit as a freezer and the other one as a refrigerator. Going inside here into our bathroom, we had a waterproof switch for the light, hot and cold controls, and then also we have on the floor we've got C-deck. So what they use in the marine industry makes it so you get some traction, you don't fall and break your head, and a Dometic flushing toilet, the cassette toilet, as well as we put a Dometic electric fan in here for venting. We realize that some people will want to travel for months on end, sometimes years at a time. So we made sure that we put ample storage in these trucks. Closed rack, we could also add more aluminum shelves if someone so desired to have that in there. The bottom is the same thing. So got our two controls here for the awnings, each side. Here's the passenger side. And they also have wind sensors in them. So if you're away from camp, you accidentally left it out, the wind starts to blow, they have a sensor on it that will pull itself back in. As you can see, they extend out plenty far to give you plenty of shade. And on the driver's side, it's a much bigger awning because we were able to go clear across and add several more feet to it. It's amazing because with the high-speed gearing in it, top speed's about 75 miles an hour. So you cruise about 60, 65, which is a pretty good speed for a vehicle this size, especially with those 47-inch tires. It's just a magical experience going on the road. There's also something magical about rolling down those front windows. Because there's no hood on it, you actually can roll down the windows on a nice day and not have that wind noise that you would normally get in most vehicles. I didn't expect that when we got this vehicle, but it was something that's kind of magical as you're heading down the highway to be able to leave those front windows rolled down and not get a bunch of wind noise from the truck. Another great thing about once you buy one of our trucks, you're part of the Adrenalin Industries family. What that means is we have a 620-acre ranch that we do a yearly event at where we train and teach you how to do even more with these trucks on an obstacle course. We also are going to teach you how to change tires when you buy this vehicle and check different things. Casey will go through the entire truck for 3 days with you while you're camping in it up in the mountains, and so that when you leave with this truck, you are very comfortable in its capabilities and what you can do in it, and also to be able to teach you how to be able to service things. We're excited to be able to spend time with you outdoors and to be able to show you what this vehicle can do and the joy that you're going to have owning it.